Welcome to DSU. This senior has been a key member of the defensive front the past 4 years. His career stats include 59 tackles, including 23 solo stops, 3 tackles, lost, a sack. He's a native Florida. So put your hands together for 2015 senior number 98, Jamal Douglas.
With this phone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to WDSU-TV's continuing coverage of Delaware State University Hornet football here on the lovely campus of Delaware State University in Alumni Stadium. My name is Byron Dixon, and we thank you for taking time out of your Saturday afternoon here to join alongside my broadcast partner, Derek Slayton. My name is Byron Dixon, and ladies and gentlemen, we are here on senior day here as the Hornets of Delaware State University take on the Rattlers of Florida A&M University. Today's game is a wrap-up of the 2014 home schedule as Delaware State University takes on Florida A&M in a MEAC battle of teams looking to snap 3-game skids. The Hornets have been idle since a 17-10 loss at Howard on November 1st. And DSU had its second-best offensive output of the season. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, DSU got it done on the offensive side of the ball with 321 total yards, but could not get the ball in the end zone. Running back Jamal Jackson was a bright spot for the Hornets. He had a career-high 107 yards and a touchdown. And Delaware State University quarterback Marley Kelly, the much-maligned Marlon Kelly, completed 16 of 26 for a career-best 184 yards. Florida A&M is coming off a 34-17 home loss to MEAC co-leader South Carolina State last Saturday. The Rattlers trailed 13-0 before scoring 10 straight points to pull within 3. Florida A&M was outscored 21-7 in the second half, and Rattler quarterback Damian Fleming put up solid numbers, completing 23 of 35 for 284 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 interception. This is actually the 31st meeting between the teams since the series began in 1977. Delaware State won the last contest 29-21 at Florida A&M just last season and snapped a 4-game losing streak to the Rattlers. The Hornets trailed 21-3 before scoring 26 unanswered points in last year's contest. Delaware State forced Florida A&M turnovers, including 3 in the second half, in their meeting last year. The last time the teams met at Delaware State, the Rattlers put out a 24-22 win in 2012. The Hornets missed a potential game-tying 2-point attempt following their final touchdown with 6:39 left in the contest. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, here today at Delaware State University, it is senior day as we pay homage to some of our seniors. And some of those seniors include Milton Williams III, the standout wide receiver. We have fullback Lamar Shaw. You've seen him get a lot of goal line and short yardage touches. You have punter and kicker Mitchell Ward, much maligned Mitchell Ward, about the special teams. We're going to talk about that in a second. Devon Moore, the standout defensive back. Alex Perry, part of that great linebacking core. L.B. Williams III, part of that great linebacking core as well. And Mike Davis Jr. And also on the defensive line, Rodney Gunter, one of the best pass rushers Delaware State has seen, and defensive lineman Jamal Douglas. So quite a bit of seniors here. It'll be interesting to see how the turnover goes on as we head into next season with the last home game, 2 games remaining on the schedule. I'm now going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Derek Slayton.
I am back.
And we're We're going to go to his impact players and keys to the game. First of all, Derek, how does it feel to be in the climate control booth, not out on those cold
Man, it
sidelines?
couldn't come in any sooner. It's freezing out there. I feel bad for Portland and all the other camera people. Azure out there, they're freezing, and I'm in this nice 70-degree climate. It feels great. But it's not about me. It's about the seniors and about the Hornets trying to get a victory on senior day, especially all the defensive seniors. They have done such a great job, showed a lot of pride, has played very well despite all the offensive miscues. So in terms of the key players, I think I have to go to Devon Moore, the defensive back out of Mount Vernon, New York, and also went to Mount Vernon High School. Leads the team and is 6th in the MEAC in tackles with 78 and also has 2 interceptions. He does a great job covering the field, and we're facing the 4th best passing team in the MEAC, so he's going to have to be very involved if the Hornets get a win. But in terms of the Florida A&M Rattlers, Damian Fleming, you just mentioned about how good he did last week. He, of course, is 4th in the MEAC in passing, 15 total touchdowns. He not only does it through the air, but he can also run, has 221 yards on the ground for 3 touchdowns, which is 2nd on the team. So he's very, very impactful on the game, and the Hornets kind of struggle corralling some of these dual-threat quarterbacks. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out.
Well, Derek, we'll definitely look out for that. Thank you for those impact players. Just like we said, Devon Moore Sr., a huge loss for the Hornets. Hopefully they can find someone to try to replace him. But as great as he is, it'll be hard to replace. And you talked about Damian Fleming, 6'3", 200 pounds, big frame quarterback. Can not only do it through the air, but also can do it on the ground. So it'll be up to the guys such as Rodney Gunter on that defensive line to create pressure and collapse that pocket so we can get some pressure and get some sacks as well. Derek, as we turn over now, what are your keys to the game?
Well, they have to win in turnover margin. Florida A&M is 2nd worst in the MEAC in their turnover margin with a -7. So Marlon Kelly has to protect the ball on the offensive end, and the defense has to be opportunistic. That ball will be up for grabs a few times this game. As great as Fleming is, he does have 10 interceptions on the season. So you can definitely pick him off. 10 interceptions is 1st in the MEAC, tied with Gilbert Rivera for Delaware State University. So he's kind of a gunslinger. He's going to take chances, and we have the secondary to make some plays happen. Tarek Colson and Devon Moore are 2 of the best defensive backs in terms of getting interceptions, so that would be a great matchup. Also, special teams. We've seen how many times special teams has cost us games. It has also helped in a couple of games, but for the most part, it's killed the Hornets this season. So they got to do a good job making sure their punts aren't blocked, capitalizing on their point-after touchdowns, capitalizing on some short field goals. And finally, they have to do a good job in the passing game and stopping the passing game. We talked about Fleming already, 4th in the MEAC in passing. They have the great secondary that's 1st in passing defense. So it's kind of 2 heavyweights going at it today, and that's going to be key to see who gets the victory for today.
Thank you for that, Derek. We're just about ready for kickoff here as they're honoring the seniors here at midfield here at Alumni Stadium. And as we talked about, just a real quick to spotlight Marlon Kelly, we talked about him. You know, we talk about him when he's not playing that well, but we got to give credit where it's due, Derek. And last week, as I talked about in my opening, he played very well. Once again, 16 of 26, a career high, 184 yards. He did play well. The offense couldn't get in the end zone, and that's the importance here, like you talked about today. Try to not turn the ball over and finish the drives with touchdowns. As we all know, the special teams has been a little bit shaky, but you just have to try to get touchdowns instead of field goals. That's what separates good teams from great teams, and that's what we have to see here today.
And also, Markel Knight kind of emerged not last week, 2 weeks ago, had 6 catches for 70 yards, both career highs for the redshirt freshman. And normally in preseason and in training camp, the backup quarterbacks have a lot of great reps with the backup receivers. And that's kind of what you see with Marlon Kelly, because he wasn't supposed to be the starter. So he probably has a lot of reps with the 3rd and 4th receivers, which Markel Knight is. So that's really been his go-to target in the last couple of weeks. If Markel Knight can step up and be consistent, he can really help out Kelly today.
Definitely a great point there. And look out for Milton Williams III. Last game here at Alumni Stadium, one of the better receivers we've seen in Delaware State University football history. So it'll be interesting to see if he can have a big game, get him the ball early and often. I like to say, get your great players the ball.
He's only 7 yards away, receiving yards away, from being 10th all-time in Delaware State history. And also, he's in the top 10 with catches. He's had such a great last 2 seasons. It's kind of sad to see them going out not really producing as much as he did last year, but even despite all the quarterback controversy, he has put up some solid numbers. 2nd in the MEAC in receptions with 54, and also 544 yards through the air, which is also 2nd in the MEAC. So he's played very well despite not really having a rapport with his quarterbacks.
And ladies and gentlemen, we can once again be found on WDSU TV's YouTube channel, streaming live as we get ready to wrap up this football season. Don't forget, Hornet basketball is coming soon. The Hornets tip off the season this upcoming Monday. So it looks like Devon Moore, Milton Williams, Rodney Gunter, the senior guys will be out taking the coin toss for the Rattlers. It is also, before we mention, Military Appreciation Day, so thank you to all the veterans out there who have given service. We all know we celebrated Veterans Day this past week, so
Also,
it'll be interesting to see.
we got to say thank you to Roland as well. He's not here today, but he's definitely a veteran, and I think he served for about 30 years. He has a lot of great stories to tell. I think he's out hunting right now. He's hunting deer.
Yeah, it's better things to do, right?
Yeah, he's hunting deer today. But he's working on a show. Nobody's going to watch it, but he's working on it. And he's going to have a lot of hunting and a lot of interesting stuff that nobody will see. But at least he's trying.
So, Derek, what do you think Coach Blunt is talking to his team about as we get ready for kickoff here? Last home game of the season. Both teams at 2-8. Not really the seasons they expected. What is Coach Blunt talking about?
Well, it just puts this season, all the games behind, and just play for one another. It's the last time all these guys are going to be together. So just enjoy the moment. Enjoy your teammates. Have fun out there. Don't worry about what happened this season because it's the last time you guys are going to be together. Just have fun with the moment. And, of course, you want to win. But you just want to be together and just cherish this moment. Not a lot of people get to play Division I football.
Definitely a great point there. No team is the same year to year. It always changes, whether it's college or professional. And one thing that we must realize is, yeah, you may not win a MEAC, but you can definitely try to build positives for next season and try to build some momentum and get good things going as you go into next season.
Exactly. Because that just leads to a better offseason for everybody. If Marlon Kelly can kind of get into a rhythm and complete some passes, they're going to have a lot more confidence. And normally when you get confident, you practice harder and you play harder. And then when the season comes back around, you're a lot better. So take advantage of this moment. You have not a great team in the Rattlers, and they struggle in pass defense. So try to throw the ball through the air and have some fun and complete some passes and gain some confidence for next season.
Great point there, Derek. Looks like Florida A&M has won the toss. They have chosen to receive. Mitchell Ward is ready for the kick, and we are ready for kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. It goes to Lemon Brust. He'll bring it up past the 30 to about the 38. So as the Rattlers offense comes out, Derek, we talked about that quarterback play of Damian Fleming. It'll be interesting to see what the Rattlers try to do here. You talked about that great prolific passing offense. But you have guys like Devon Moore and Tarek Colston in the backfield of the defense. Hopefully they can get a turnover and get the offense on the field quickly or get a 3-and-out.
Right, and the great thing about this defense is they do give up passes, but they're very short passes, and they're great at corralling the ball handler and making tackles. And also that cover 3 allows them to keep their eyes on his quarterback, and he has thrown some interceptions, as we mentioned earlier.
Fleming takes the ball out of the gun, empty set.
He's looking deep already.
Already goes forward. He has a man, and he is still running, ladies and gentlemen. Stiff arm, cuts back, makes a defender miss. Big gain on the play there as Brandon Norwood.
And Anthony Gamble blew coverage already. He was the deep safety. He had that deep third, and he misjudged the ball. That would have been an interception if he played that ball better.
52-yard gain as the Rattlers hurry up to the line here. Fleming looks for the call, calls it out to his receivers. They're coming out in shotgun, ready to throw here. We talked about that passing offense and their focus here.
And you can see why they're the 4th best offense. That was a deep, deep shot, and they're going to probably get a free play here. They threw the pick. Oh, he didn't catch it.
Looks like the flag on the play, as you talked about there. Looks like somebody jumped a free play. So, as we see so many times, you just see guys just go back and throw it up regardless. But
yeah. And I know the penalty negates that, but Robinson probably should catch that.
Still have to catch that, but I guess that's probably defensive backs.
Yeah, it looked like he slipped. But a good job by Fleming knowing that he forced the offsides and going for the free play.
1st and 5, 14-16 remaining in the first quarter. We are scoreless. First possession of the game. Fleming looks on his play card on his wrist, looks for a play to call. They are in what I like to call the money zone, the red zone, as they try to score early in this game. Three receivers to his left. Man in motion in the backfield. Could be a draw here. It is. Carry is given off to Gerald Hearns. Looks like a game.
Hearns just ran over a Hornet. I couldn't see who it was, but he kind of used that truck stick like it was Madden or something. That was
yes,
a physical
Mack
run.
there.
Good job by Moore holding on and forcing the tackle, but he probably took the worst of that.
Looks like a gain of about 4 there for Hearns as Fleming comes out again, empty set. 2 wide receivers, 3 to his right, 5 wide receivers set. Hearns in motion yet again. The give is to Hearns. He's up and stopped at about the 2-yard line. So looks like they're looking out, try to keep this balanced offense going. They come out first down throwing. Now they spread you out. Then they bring a draw. So, Derek, the defense definitely has to be on their P's and Q's here.
Yeah, the Rattlers are doing a great job mixing up some looks here. Looks like they have the Hornets confused.
And they're definitely picking up the pace here. You see the no-huddle offense calling plays at the line as Fleming looks to his play guard yet again. So a lot of trust in this quarterback here, first and goal. Hearns in motion again. It'll be to Hearns. And Hearns looks like he is stopped just short at about the half-yard mark. So great job there by the defense of holding him. So it'll set up a second and goal here, it looks like. From about the half-yard mark, so they're about maybe a half-yard away, Derek.
Yeah, they're probably just maybe a quarterback sneak or something. Rattlers don't need to get cute here. Just physical football will get them a touchdown. Just a bad start for the Hornets defense. Look like they just got caught asleep early.
Hearns in the I formation. Big set in. The big boys are in. Give us to Hearns. He is stopped, and it looks like he did not get it. Looks like he's right back. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage there, Derek.
Yeah, that was a good push up front by the Hornet defensive lineman. There was really nowhere to go. Now it's on a third and 3. Kind of, do you pass it here? Do you run it here? You have a good quarterback in Fleming. He's a dual threat guy.
Looks like Fleming is going to come out with an empty set again. He's going to go to the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Look out for the quarterback draw here possibly as well.
And almost
Fleming with a little bit of a hard count there, trying to get the defense off.
Almost had it.
Off sides for the second straight time. Fleming runs up
It's a
so quick.
sneak.
He's going to go to a quarterback sneak. Looks like he is in. We're just waiting for the signal from the official, and it is a touchdown for Damian Fleming. Well, Derek, your impact player sadly scores on the first drive of the game. And we talked about his ability to throw, but you saw it there. He can run as well. Gets the game opening touchdown.
And I think there was just so many great plays called by the Rattlers there. They just used a whole bunch of different formations, and the Hornets never seemed comfortable, never seemed to know what was going on. Even that quarterback sneak, I think everybody was kind of thinking pass there.
One thing as an offense that you try to do is keep the defense off balance. So, they watch film all week. But I think the Rattlers came out and said, well, we know Delaware State is looking to stop the run. They're going to throw. They come outside to stop the throw. They're going to run. So, as we line up for the extra point here.
And what made that drive just so unique, like you just said, they passed out of the run formations and ran out of empty set.
Kick is up, and it is good. So the Rattlers will take a 7-0 lead, 11:39 remaining in the first quarter, and Alumni Stadium is quiet. So, Derek, a drive there, they get a touchdown, and just like that, the Hornets are trailing early in this game.
And already this is a crucial moment for the Hornets offense. You do not want to have a 3-and-out here because the Hornets defense looked tired from that no huddle. So Marlon Kelly and gang is going to have to do a good job getting some first downs. They may not have to score yet, but you cannot have a 3-and-out.
You definitely can have a 3-and-out. Offense is already shaky on offense as it is, and the confidence is maybe swinging here, swinging there on the pendulum. Kelly, Marlon Kelly and those guys, Milton Williams, Jamal Jackson, career high rushing yards last game, 107 yards. They're going to have to come out and do something here. Maybe even with Eric Scott, get to see him playing again, and Malik Golson back there, maybe they can get a big return and get this offense in good position.
That was just a really, really bad start for the Hornets defense on senior day. Seems like sometimes senior day you just don't play as hard. There's a lot of emotion going on. All the family members are here. You know that they're a little bit emotional about this season and this being their last home game.
Kick is taken by Eric Scott. Eric Scott looks to his right. He's going to go right. Blockers in front
He has
of him.
some room.
He has a lane. He gets up to about the 26-yard line. So a nice solid return there, Derek, by Eric Scott. Good to see him back in the lineup with his ability to make plays.
Yeah, and he has a touchdown already this season. He is a playmaker, and it's good to have him back for the Hornets.
Out comes Kelly and the Hornet offense. Offense at work here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like that Kelly's coming out. He's got the call from his coach. Kelly and the Hornets come out in an I formation. Something we don't see a lot of here, Derek. It'd be interesting what they do.
Yeah, Jackson, 2 out of the last 3 weeks, 100 yards. He's proven that he can be that guy. Now, wow, that's very ugly.
And it is fumbled. And it is recovered by the Florida A&M Rattlers. You talk about not top 10 plays. You talk about cue the wacky music. You get no better than that, Derek. I don't know what just happened, and I do this for a living.
I don't know what just happened either. Normally, I try to be insightful, but all I can say right now is, wow, nobody blocked the defensive lineman. He comes scot-free and hits Kelly before he can even make the handoff. The ball bounces off of Jackson's foot and a fumble. And the refs are saying, man, I've never seen that before. What do we call it?
Just when you thought you've seen it all, you haven't. Anytime you watch Delaware State University sporting events, especially football, anything can happen, and you see it there. I mean, he was untouched, like you said, coming through the line, the A-gap, and just knocked Kelly off of his spot.
Wow. And the offsetting penalties here by the Hornets and Rattlers will mean they'll replay first down. So none of that just happened. Everybody just, erase that out your mind.
Wipe it out your mind.
If you ever seen Men in Black, they use that whatever that thing was called, and erase that. Erase your memory. That didn't happen.
So, Derek, we'll do this again. Like I said, Kelly in the offense at work. Kelly will make the call. Looks like they're going to come out again in the I formation. Jamal Jackson is the deep set back. Lamar Shaw is fullback. You have Milton Williams to his left and Eric Scott to his right as the ref comes and whispers something to Eric Scott.
Somebody needs to block 92, Michael Loveboy, the defensive tackle. They didn't do it last time. That's a big guy.
Big human being.
That's a big guy, and you got to block him. You might need to put 2 people on him, but you can't just leave him free.
That is a big human being.
So hopefully on this next handoff or next play, it'll be more American football instead of, European football where they just kind of kick it. So let's see what happens here.
Kelly in the I formation. Looks like the snap was bobbled, but Kelly will keep it and get a gain of about 4.
These last 2 plays for the Hornets have looked very ugly, but it's 2nd and 4.
Check that. That was a gain of about 6. So 2nd down and 4. 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Hornets trail 7-0. Rattlers first drive touchdown. Damian Fleming superb, marvelous on that drive. Excellent job there. Hornets come out. Another I formation. Strong side right. Lamar Shaw.
1-on-1 on the outside. You got Milton Williams.
Kelly takes the snap. Looks left. He has Milton Williams a little bit outside, just a bit outside, a little bit overthrown. But you saw it. Derek, you called it out. Great call there. 1-on-1, press coverage. Milton Williams had him beat. Just a little bit of an overthrow.
You got to give him a shot. Even if you underthrow it, this is Milton Williams, 6'3", 6'4" receiver against a 5'11" corner. You just got to, even if it's an underthrow, just give him a chance. 1-on-1 jump balls, we've seen them win them in the past.
So it looks like the Hornets are coming out with a bit of a physical standpoint with the I formation as they do it again. Kelly tosses it left. Jackson takes it, cuts up field, gets maybe a gain of 1.
And a run like that is the reason why tosses are becoming extinct in this league. It's just defense is so fast side to side that it's really hard to block everybody up front, especially if you don't have an athletic offensive line.
Looks like he lost a yard. And I question the play calling there. You're down 7-0. 3rd and 4, you don't put the ball in your quarterback's hands. You do a toss left, a sweep left. Very
Normally, to get a toss play working means you're having success running the ball up the middle, and you kind of see that as a matchup. There really wasn't much success going on in that running game at all in the first possession, so I don't understand that play call.
Miguel takes a low snap, and that is one of his worst kicks ever.
He'll get
but
a good
it will
bounce.
take a friendly bounce for the Hornets to about the 39-yard line of the Rattlers.
Looked like went off the side of his foot there.
It was a bad snap to begin with, and McGahu, who has been one of the best players all season for the Hornets, hasn't started off with a bad kick, so I guess it happens to the best of them.
And also, you know, you got the wind and everything affecting everything that's in the air. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Bad snap, bad kick. The weather is not ideal for punting.
Damian Fleming comes out again in his shotgun. The Hornets are coming out with 3 down linemen. Looks like they have extra defensive backs on the field for this to account for these receivers. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. Fleming takes the snap, looks left, looks right, has a guy. It is incomplete.
Good coverage there.
Great coverage there by Colston. Knocked that ball away.
And if there's one player you want to stay away from, it's Tariq Colston. He's second in the Hornets in touchdowns. So as bad as it sounds, when he has the ball in his hands, he actually knows what to do with it. He'll actually take one home for a touchdown. So a little risky with the out route.
Fleming, once again, the shotgun. They don't waste much time, ladies and gentlemen. They're ready back at the line. He's going left. He has a man, and it is caught by number 81. Looks like Dwayne Harvey on the reception. He joins the catch party as he has a gain of 2 yards as it sets up.
Third down here, and they're still in the no huddle.
Check that 3rd and 3, ladies and
They
gentlemen.
had a little trouble with the scoreboard.
Yeah, scoreboard's a little off. Looks like 9:08 remaining in the first quarter.
Good jobs by our graphics guys getting it down right. That's the only reason I noticed.
Fleming, shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. Takes the snap, looks right, has a man, and it is bulleted in there. Great catch yet again
I thought
by
Alex Perry had
Dwayne
it.
Harvey.
I thought Alex Perry had that football.
You talk about a Madison Bumgarner 95-mile-per-hour fastball. You saw it there from Damian Fleming, ladies and gentlemen. Defender was in his grasp, but just could not do anything there as they hurry back to the line. This no-huddle offense has the Hornets off balance early in this game.
And one bad thing about the Hornets, they just don't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So these defensive backs starting to get a little tired.
Fleming running left, has a man
Wide
deep, and it is caught for a touchdown for the Rattlers, and it is to number 15, Montavious Williams. Not Milton Williams, but Montavious Williams.
And the flag
getting
is
the
down.
deep touchdown.
Going to get a unnecessary roughness here.
Looks like it was a clear touchdown there, and he had all day to throw, balance his checkbook, bake some cookies. That was just an excellent throw. Ran to his left, and like you talked about, Derek, no pressure. Any quarterback who has time like that to throw, receiver's going to get open, and he was just sitting down the sideline ready for that.
But even though you're not getting pressure, you cannot have blown coverage like that. The reason why this team is so good at pass defense is really that the deep third does a great job. The safeties do a great job of not blowing their assignments, but that has not been the case so far. I'm really surprised at how this game's turning out so far.
If you would have told me any team would have 14 points at the end of the first quarter, I would not believe you, but the Rattlers do have 14. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, Derek, and the Hornet defense doesn't look as good as we thought it was.
And we already know the Hornet offense doesn't really score much. They average 12 points a game, so this lead is looking almost insurmountable, and it's only the first quarter.
That's sad to say, but as we've seen with the history of the Hornet offense, they have a hard time scoring, and it's like they run with a slow pace, methodically, like they don't have a sense of urgency sometimes. So it kind of upsets people like myself because you want to know, you have athletes, you have guys who can create plays in the secondary and beat this defense. So why not give them the ball in space and let them create?
Well, the reason why they can't get the ball in space is a lot of incomplete passes, a lot of passes hitting the dirt. They've tried to give Kelly and Rivera some leeway and try to let them take control of this offense, but neither quarterback so far this season has done that. So it's hard to be very creative when your quarterback throws spikes.
So it looks like the Hornets are ready to receive the kick. Eric Scott and Jamal Jackson are deep. Chase Bronador to kick. Hornets lead 14-0 as they will kick the ball from the 50 with the unnecessary roughness penalty. Additional 15 yards on the kick. So this will probably be deep into the end zone. As he lines up, the kick is off.
They go
He
for an
squibs it.
onside
He's trying to
kick.
onside it. He almost was recovered by the Rattlers, but looks like the Hornets received it.
Rattlers been very disrespectful. They're trying to end this game, this half.
I think they're trying to send a message. We're 2-8, but we're the better 2-8 team here.
Yeah, we're the best 2-8 in the MEAC. That's what they're trying to say.
That's what they're trying to say.
And they're saying it with their chest early.
They tried the onside kick in the first quarter. So on Parents' Day, Senior Day, they're trying to disrespect everybody. No one's safe here in that Alumni Stadium.
Well, at least here they're in a
Safe to
shotgun
say.
here, so maybe they'll start spreading the ball out like you've been hoping for.
Kelly
And
takes
there's
the
the draw.
snap, gives it to Jackson. Jackson runs right. Jackson has a lane, cuts back, keeps going, runs past the 50. Jackson with the spin move, hits the circle button, and he is tackled. Great run there by Jamal Jackson. Jamal Jackson looking like the great Michael Jackson as he moonwalked right, moonwalked left, back, and glided for a great gain there, Derek.
Yeah, that was a great run, and I thought they were going to try to air it out a little bit, but the draw ended up working. Maybe you got to just run Jackson the entire game because they got to get something. Dispossession. They cannot.
That was excellent. All right.
They cannot leave empty-handed. Not the way this game is going.
Milt Williams lines up left. Kelly takes it. Shaw, the deep back, the big back, the rumbling, bumbling, stumbling fullback takes the carry. He's going to go and get stuffed and get pushed back. No gain there. Great job by the Rattlers defense. After a great run, thought Shaw maybe had a shot, but had Milt Williams one-on-one.
I would love to see Marlon Kelly make an audible. I don't know if he gets that responsibility. I don't know if he's allowed to make checks at the line. But there was a middle blitz. A-gap, B-gap, both of the linebackers were coming out, and they still ran right into the blitz.
Well, like a convict fresh out of prison, you got to let the handcuffs off of him, Derek. Got to let the handcuffs off of him. Kelly lines up in the shotgun. Two receivers to his left, two receivers to his right. Rattlers look like they're bringing pressure, and they are, ladies and gentlemen. Here it comes. Kelly steps up, looks deep, has a man. Looks like it is
Saravello.
caught by Saravello. Joseph Saravello joins the catch party, ladies and gentlemen.
And that was a good job by Marlon Kelly. Climbing the pocket, showed confidence, looked through his reads, understood
his eyes
kept his
downfield.
eyes downfield, understood it was cover 3 that were running, and was able to find Saravello opening it in that zone.
Definitely one of the hardest things the quarterback to do is keep your eyes downfield and still go through your progressions. When you know pressure is coming, the Rattlers try to switch it up there, bring some pressure. So great job there by Kelly as the Hornets come out yet again in the I formation. Shaw, the fullback, Jamal Jackson back in the field.
It's a huge third down here.
3rd and 1, ladies and gentlemen. 6:30 remaining in the first quarter. Give is Kelly's going to keep it.
I like it. It didn't look the greatest as it came off the line. It looks like something was wrong, but
Looks
it
like a
wasn't an
little
option.
bit of miscommunication, but
Football is down, but they're going to say Kelly was down.
looks like Kelly kept it. Great job there by Kelly. Looks like a bit of a miscue, but great job there by the quarterback, making the best out of that situation, getting a Hornet first down, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, a Hornet first down. So that is 2 for this drive, Derek, as the offense is, dare I say, rolling a bit.
Yeah, and the Rattlers aren't the best defense. They're 8th in the MEAC in total defense. They give up a lot of points. The Hornets are not out of this game. They just have to do a good job not hurting themselves.
Great point there. They shoot themselves in the foot a lot. So Kelly will line up in a shotgun here. 2 receivers on both sides. Give is to Jackson. Jackson with a gain of about 3 there.
Jackson surprises me with the speed he has, the acceleration he has. He hits the hole very quickly. Even when it's not a lot there, he'll get 3-4 yards just because of how hard he hits the hole and makes sure he keeps his legs running for a person that's not very big. He knocks the people over sometimes too.
In a season of a lot of offensive, movement, Jamal Jackson seems to be the mainstay, a running back. And he's done and made the most of his opportunity, and he's doing it again here today. 2 out of the last 3 games, 100 yards, career high 107 last week. Kelly takes the snap, gives it to Jackson. Jackson runs left. Jackson has a little bit of a seam, and he slides through, gets about another gain of about 3, it looks like, as he'll set up at about a 3rd and 2. But a flag is on the play, ladies and gentlemen, so hold the phone for that one. As it is holding on the offense, so we will bring that back it up, and we will do that again, ladies and gentlemen.
Those are the type of penalties you can't have, especially when you're getting close to that red zone area. But to the Hornets' credit, they're first in the MEAC. They don't really get a lot of penalties. Sometimes it happens on those outside rushes, though. Get your hands on the outside of the players and drag them down because you're not as fast as them.
And we just were talking about shooting yourselves in the foot, and right then a penalty. But like I said, this is a pretty disciplined group, so you don't see a lot of flags called on the Hornets. So Hopefully they can recover as a 2nd and 16, 5 minutes remaining. Jamal Jackson lines up left, right beside Marlon Kelly. Marlon Kelly pointing out the route. Gives to Kelly. Kelly drops back, steps up in the pocket, rolls right.
He has time.
Rolls right. He has time. Somebody's going to be open. Makes a guy miss. Runs upfield. Pushes off of another guy with a stiff arm and gets a solid gain there of about 5.
And that was a good job there. They only rushed 3. He was able to escape all 3 of them. Somehow they were able to get to him, but was able to turn a bad situation to a 5-yard gain. That's what you like about dual threat quarterbacks. No one was open because they dropped 8 back. Good job by Kelly.
It'll be interesting to see what the Hornets do here on 3rd down. Do they play conservative, give a draw to Jackson, or do they take that shot? I think they take that shot. You see the 3-by-1 formation. 3 receivers to his left. Shotgun for Kelly. He takes it, drops back.
He has a lot of
Pressure
pressure.
comes. It is a screen, but it is a dropped screen and is incomplete.
I know in screen plays you don't really block the defenders, but you gotta hit him a little bit. They were right in Kelly's face. He had no ability to get that ball off in time. That was really just not a good-looking play there for the Hornets. It looks like, are they going to go
And
for it?
it looks like they're staying on the field. Good read there.
Yeah,
I think they should, Derek.
It's senior day. You're in that field where if you punt it, you're probably only going to get 10 positive yards because you're going to get a touchback. You don't really have a great field goal game.
No, especially in this wind. So Kelly in the offense, yes, Marlon Kelly in the offense are going for 4th down. Coach Blunt staying aggressive. I think he should.
Yeah.
Down 14-0.
The Rattlers are a bad team in terms of opposing 4th down conversions. And that ball got tapped. It got hit.
Tipped at the line by Sean Ward. Getting a little bit of his J.J. Watt on with the swat at the line and negating that chance of a 1st down as the Rattlers will have a chance at offense yet again.
Even though the Hornets didn't score, at least they were able to get a couple 1st downs and keep a tired defense off the field for a while. Hopefully they got the no huddle all straightened out. They got their responsibilities all straightened out, and they can make a stop here. You can't give them a touchdown. You can't go 21 down in the 1st quarter.
Fleming lines up 5 receivers set. Empty shotgun. Fleming's looking to throw the ball here, ladies and gentlemen, and open up an aerial assault here against the Hornets. Fleming takes the snap, looks left. He's going left, has a man going up top. It is intercepted. William Burton on the interception, ladies and gentlemen, and the Hornets will have the ball back.
That's a secondary I remember. That's a secondary that we've seen for the most part of this season. Great coverage there by Burton. We don't talk about Robinson and Burton a lot, but they do a good job, especially in man-to-man coverage in those type of situations. Had inside position, made a great play on that football.
Ladies and gentlemen, young kids out there, you want to be a cornerback in college football, D1 level, you do things like that. You get physical, you jam the guy at the line of scrimmage, you get those hips turned around, you get your eyes on the football, and you find the football, and you catch the football. Great job there by William Burton. We don't talk about him a lot, but they do a solid job as well. Not getting beat, being fundamentally sound. Now the Hornet offense has a chance to maybe put a dent into this league. I formation for Kelly.
I would take a shot here.
Looks like movement up front.
Gonna have a
Probably
false
will be a false start. So once again, another penalty. Looks like it was on Darren Hellwig with the false start there, Derek.
Yeah, I don't know why. You normally don't see a lot of penalties by the Hornets, but
So now that will make it a 1st and 15 with 3:51 remaining in the 1st quarter. Hornets trail 14-0. Florida A&M 2 early touchdown drives, but Fleming just throwing the interception. It'll be interesting to see if the Hornets can make any out of this drive. It is given to Jackson. Jackson's trying to spin, but can't get anywhere. His legs were shackled. He couldn't get anywhere, and he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
if he was able to get free of that one, though, he had nothing but green in front of him. He would have had a lot of yards. Good job just holding on to Jackson's legs and keeping him from bouncing that to the outside.
2nd and 20. Ball is at the 31-yard line. 3:21 remaining in the 1st quarter. Keller in the offense breaks out of the huddle. Kelly, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Kelly waiting for the snap. Snap is given. Kelly drops back. Steps up. He's going deep, ladies and gentlemen. He has Milton Williams, but is overthrown. But he is held. Looks like, will it be a flag? And it is. As it looks like it'll be pass interference.
It looked like it's on Devontae Johnson, and he did not have to grab him. That pass was
10 yards in front of him, at least.
Unless Milton Williams turned into Megatron.
Well, unless Milton Williams had, 4.4 speed and just start running out of nowhere. Road runner speed,
But I like the shot. The Rattlers are being very, very aggressive. They're only playing 1 safety back, so you're going to have to be able to take some shots if you want to make some plays here, and they've done that so far.
Definitely a good idea there, especially on the early downs, first down, second down, when you have the base defense. And like you said, if there's a lot of man-to-man coverage, the ability of the receivers have to be able to get open.
And nobody can cover Williams one-on-one, and he's going to get that chance again, it looks like.
Kelly, shotgun. Milton Williams. Give is to Jackson. Jackson is upended after a gain of about 2 yards. As the ref has to break up a little bit of a skirmish there.
Also remember, even though the Hornets are down 14, last year they were down a lot more than that and scored 26 unanswered points to pull off the victory. So they beaten this team by comeback style before, so this game's not over, especially since the defense was able to force a turnover.
Good point there, Derek. Definitely, I think it was about 21 points. Looks like it'll be pressure coming as the safety drops back. Kelly takes a snap, looks left, has a man in the flat. It is good. Caught by Marquell Knight of a short gain there, looks like. Marquell Knight on the reception. Haven't called his name much all season.
Yeah, he had a good week against Howard 2 weeks ago, like I mentioned before, 6 catches, 70 yards. He has some talent. He's just a little raw. He's a freshman, so he just needs more game experience.
3rd down and 8, 1:42 remaining here in the first quarter. The sophomore, Marquell Knight, definitely is going to have to step up. Milton Williams, as we know, is a senior, so will a young receiver step up is definitely a question heading into the offseason. Kelly, shotgun formation. Jackson to his right.
They're bringing pressure up the middle.
Kelly looks left, looks right, goes back. He's going to take a shot. Has Milton Williams up top, but great defense there by the secondary. Looks like it was Devontae Johnson on an island, Johnson Island. Milton Williams couldn't escape from because he swatted that ball, and we talked about great secondary play. Keeping his eyes on the ball, getting those hips turned around, and swatting it away. Good, clean defense there. But I like the option there, throwing the jump ball to Milton Williams, 6'3".
And Eric Scott looked a little upset because he had one-on-one on the outside as well and kind of got looked off. And then they went to Milton Williams. Didn't work. Eric Scott kind of had some words to say to Kelly as they went to the bench.
Jeremiah McGay with a beautiful high-end punt, but will take a favorable Rattler bounce and be a touchback. A lot of hang time, but a little bit too much oomph on it. And a little bit of a wind there as well, Derek.
Also, just going back on the play before, I would like to see Milton Williams fight for inside position more. I don't like just fading off to the sideline. You got to run your route a little bit cleaner than that to give him more of an opportunity to throw a good pass to you. If you just run him to the hash line or the out-of-bounds line, there's really not much room to throw the football to.
Rattler offense, yet again, taking the field. This is their 4th possession of the first quarter here. They're getting a lot of up-tempo possessions. Somewhere Chip Kelly, I'm sure, is smiling with the pace of this team. They come out, 2 guys in the backfield, shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Looks like the snap was bobbled, so it looks like Fleming will keep it. Great stop there. Rodney Gunter, the senior, with the stop there, Derek.
And Mike Davis just laid out Burns on that hit, even though he didn't have the ball. He just decided, I'm going to just knock you down just because I can.
Great job there. Looks like it was a miscommunication between the running back and the quarterback, so Fleming just kept it and got nowhere. Actually lost 2 yards. As we approach the end of the first quarter, about 39 seconds remaining. Hornets trail 14-0. Fleming I formation. Strong I. Maybe try to ground and pound a little bit here. Give is given, looks like, to number 24, Lemon Boyce. And it is.
That was good pursuit by Gunter. Almost had him for a tackle for loss, but just couldn't get him down. But nice job off the line of scrimmage, getting in the backfield and disrupting that play from the very beginning.
Great penetration from the defensive line. Boyce only could get 3 yards there. And that is the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, here at Alumni Stadium. The Hornets of Delaware State University trail the Rattlers of Florida A&M 14-0. Once again, it's WDSU-TV's live continuing coverage of Hornet sports. Joined alongside Derek Slayton, I am Byron Dixon. 45-degree day here at Alumni Stadium. Parents' Day, Family Day. Hornets are down 14-0. Derek, they're in familiar territory, trailing early. What has stood out to you after the first quarter is in the books?
I think just how unprepared they looked defensively at the very beginning, but I think they got those issues sorted out. We talked about Fleming takes shots. He's a gunslinger. 15 touchdowns coming into this game. 10 interceptions, though. They throw the ball deep. That's how they play. But they caught the Hornets sleeping on 2 deep passes. But the third time, we've seen Burton make a good play. So hopefully he could get more of those good plays for the defense, more interceptions and turnovers, and it turns into points next time.
Well, Derek, looks like we're just about ready to resume play here. Definitely not an insurmountable lead, but you definitely want to get a stop here. Hornet defense, get rested up a little bit, get some Gatorade in your system. Keep warm on the sideline, keep moving around, and get the ball back for your Hornet offense. Fleming lines up in a shotgun yet again. About 90% of their offense is based out of the shotgun. Man in motion to his left, 3 receivers to his left, 3 by 1.
Hornets
Looks
back off
to
the
his
pressure.
left. Fleming looks to his left, has a guy, and it is caught. And he's still running, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to keep going. He's going to cut back. He's going to run out of bounds. Great pass and catch
It's
there.
that Williams guy again. We're having a battle of the Williams, and right now Montavious is taking over. You can't get out Williams in your own home field.
Montavious Williams, ladies and gentlemen, not Milton Williams, is doing it today. You saw the big touchdown earlier, and now you see him with the great pitch and catch from Fleming. Fleming, if you don't get pressure there, he's going to have time to throw, and you see it again there. Carry is given to Lemon Bice on the carry.
Don't you hate when you get those names like those? It's just hard to pronounce. That's why I'm going to let you continue to say his name and just struggle. I'm not going to help you with him. Each time he carries the ball, I'm just going to be really quiet.
Teamwork, ladies and gentlemen, teamwork. Fleming, shotgun. Bice in the backfield with him. 2-by-2 set. Give is to the aforementioned Bice. Bice up the middle, rumbling, bumbling, cuts back, takes about 3 Hornets with him as he goes through the teeth of the Hornet defense. And Bice, Derek, you're going to learn today his name because he's going to get the ball every time. And they're hurrying up to the line, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully
Fleming.
they don't give it to Bice. Oh, they did it again.
Bice again.
Got a flag.
Looks like a flag, so.
Normally be an illegal formation or a false start. Hurried up really fast on that play and got a little skirmish going on.
It is getting very chippy out here, and we're not talking about the weather, folks.
That was good. I like that. That was a good pun. You're really good at puns. It's kind of your thing.
Looks like the refs will have to break that up as we have a false start here. So right now, Derek, what is the defensive coordinator telling his defense they have to do here as the Rattlers are once again right near the red zone?
I would bring some pressure and try to force an errant throw. Can't just let them sit back in the pocket and pick you apart.
Fleming takes the snap, has a guy to his right. He's going to go to the flat. The pass is dropped, but he played it off so well, he deserves an Oscar, but it looks like a flag's on the play as well. I really don't like that call. I know they want to protect the quarterbacks, but what is a defender supposed to do? He's running full momentum. The guy's known for his running ability. You don't think he's going to throw it, then he throws it at the last minute. Kind of a tough call there.
Yeah, roughing the passer is one of the hardest ones for a defender, especially when you're just, like you said, he's a dual threat quarterback. And it's very hard to bring those type of players down. He can make you miss. And when you finally get a chance and you hit him, they throw a flag on you. It's got to be frustrating for Perry, but unfortunately for the Hornets, they're being very undisciplined, which is uncharacteristic of them. And it's really hurting them offensively and defensively now.
13:23 remaining. Second quarter just getting underway, ladies and gentlemen. Fleming, man in motion, shotgun yet again. Fakes the pass, and it is a touchdown right through the middle of the Hornet defense to number 84, Zachary Webster. Well, Webster's dictionary, it is defined a touchdown as scoring 6 points, and that's what Webster did there because he was right up the middle, untouched, unharmed. Great play action fake there. Got the defense to commit.
Right.
An easy touchdown.
And they're scripting these plays so well. They ran, 3, 4 straight draws, and then they fake a draw and then throw a lob pass right over the middle of the defense. That's unfair. That's unfair. That was great play calling.
And that will make it 21-0. And what I like to call, ladies and gentlemen, if we're playing Madden, that is a skunk.
Yeah, normally you got to give up the sticks.
Luckily, we keep playing. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, Derek.
I wish you had the option, though, to hit the restart button, do a rematch, like, to start over. But this is real life.
So the Rattlers will take a 21-0 lead. Second quarter here at Alumni Stadium. Senior Day, Parents' Day, Military Appreciation Day as well. Derek Slayton in the booth today.
Turn up the Mac.
Good to have you back, by the way. So, Derek, what is Coach Blunt or anyone going to tell his team to give them any type of energy or galvanize?
He's going to point up to that press box, and he's going to say Derek is in this press box, and we need to play for Derek now because Derek deserves a win in this booth just as much as Roland got his 2 wins in his booth. So that's what he's doing. He's telling everybody, look up to me and point and say we're doing this for Derek. Obviously he's not saying that, but you got to say something to motivate these guys.
If they live by that mantra, they'll be down 38-0. Kick is received. Eric Scott takes it at about the 8, runs right, goes middle, has a little bit of a hole, and it is stopped at about the 24-yard line.
But honestly, I don't know what these guys have to do offensively. They're trying to air the ball out. It's not really working. I think they need to air the ball out, but they have to do a better job with the routes that they're calling. Just a lot of just run straight. Maybe a deep post, maybe a comeback route. You know, let's be a little bit more creative than just you go deep and I'm just throwing as far as I can.
Hornets only have 11 passing yards, to your point. So Kelly lines up in a shotgun. He'll take the snap. Fakes it, gives it to Ghost, and tries to, but it is a live ball. Actually ruled incomplete, looks like.
Looked like it was thrown behind him, but
It was behind him, but they ruled it incomplete.
Golson's one of those players whose production just slipped. He was second in the MEAC in receptions, second in the MEAC in reception yardage last season. He only has 187 yards this season. I think 15 catches. He's really, really degressed as the season, as his years of here going on.
Makes you wonder what is attributed to that. So some of the mysteries of the world we live in.
Yeah, because we know they're struggling at the quarterback position, but Milton Williams is still putting up his numbers. Golson has completely disappeared. He was a monster in the slot last year, but now he's more on the sideline.
Kelly will take the snap, shotgun yet again. 13-5 remaining, second quarter. Kelly, clean pocket to throw. Has a man, and it is Derek's guy ghosting over the top for a big Hornet gain.
He might have heard me, right? And he got mad. He got mad that I called him out.
Hashtag do it for Derek. I don't know if you like that or not, but I do.
If he dropped that pass, I was going to put him on a segment on his the prime ESPN primetime. Was it where you at, Chris Carter? But he shut me up with that catch.
So Derek, looks like your motivational speech is working. We may have to give you an award or a plaque, but Hornets will take the ball in the I formation, looks like, as they move past the 50. Jamal Jackson, the deep back. Looks like Eric Scott is in motion. A little bit of a jump there by the Rattlers. Jamal Jackson with the cutback gets about a gain of about a yard.
And Michael Loveboy is just destroying that line of scrimmage each time, just pushing everybody back.
.12:05 remaining in the second quarter. Hornets trail 21-0 against the Florida A&M Rattlers. MEAC battle here, both teams at 2-8. Senior day here. Joining alongside Derek Slayton. I am once again Byron Dixon, WDSU-TV. Looks like Kelly will line up in the I formation again. Kelly takes the snap.
Pressure. And wow, you just can't have that happen. We can talk about Kelly struggling as much as you want. There's nothing Kelly can do about that. You got to block the guy.
William Smalls came up large there because he got a major big sack untouched to the quarterback. We talk about gifts on this broadcast a lot, giving out free things. Well, happy birthday, Merry Christmas yet again, because he gave up a free sack. I mean, you know, it's just unexcusable, like you said.
If somebody's lined up in front of you, normally you block that guy. That's just not happened for some reason.
Kelly will try and regroup, hopefully get a block this time. As like the Rattlers are going to come again. They bring a little bit of pressure. Rush 3. Has time. Has a man over the top. It is a great throw and catch. And ladies and gentlemen, you talk about a dime. We call that a quarter. Nickel for your thoughts, penny for your dimes, because that is what we like to see
beautiful
here.
I'm going to talk bad about Golson for the rest of my life if he plays like this each time. I don't like the sneakers he wears. I think he's short. I don't care that he went to Dover High School because I went to William Penn. So I'm going to say all negative things if he's just going to come up like this and play very well.
That was an excellent catch there. Kelly with the ball down the field.
He went to Sperta. I just got corrected. He went to Sperta High School.
All right, looks like Kelly will line up in the I formation again. It's like a timeout by the Hornets. So, Derek, you talk about that catch there. That's definitely one of the highlights of this game. A bright spot as the Hornets will move. Looks like about to be in the red zone. So, Derek, what do you like from this offensive drive so far?
I like they're running deep routes, but it's just not a straight go route. That was seen a couple corner routes to the sideline, and I didn't know Kelly was that accurate. He threw some dimes to Golson.
Talk about a perfect throw. That was it. Right only where his receiver could catch it. Tiptoes on the outside and makes the catch and moves the chain. So,
as bad as the season went, you can kind of see the progression from Kelly. You could kind of see him taking those steps to becoming a better quarterback. You got to remember that he was not given this quarterback job because he wanted. It was a lot of injuries and a lot of transfers. He was forced into this position. He was actually a receiver a couple years ago and was had to transfer his position back to quarterback. So he has a steep learning curve, but he's shown some glimpses of greatness. And hopefully it can continue for next season.
Hornets looks like they're ready to regroup after the timeout. Hopefully Coach Blunt was able to draw up something that can get this offense finally in the end zone, Derek, as they trail 21-0. You need touchdowns here, and I think they should try and go for it.
They got a big lineup in, though. Maybe it's a handoff to Jackson. He's hurt the Rattlers a little bit. He has that quickness, but you got to block those people up front.
Kelly, one receiver to his left. It is the Milton Williams show. He rolls left. He's looking for Williams. He had him. Looks like it'll be a holding call possibly. And Kelly took a shot there. He's going to need an appointment with the ice bath after this game.
They have to block better than this. This is bad. And it's happening up in the middle. It's not any schemes. There's no blitzes that are really catching these guys off guard. They're not blocking the person in front of them. And it's making it very difficult. And Kelly, he's done a good job. A lot of pressure in his face, and he's still making good passes. But he won't survive the game if they continue to let him get hit like this.
Definitely. As offensive lineman, What do? Your job is a block. And one-on-one blocking is what you have to be able to do to succeed, and they're just not getting it done today. Like you said, Kelly can only do so much. He has to have some time to throw. If you don't have time to throw, there's nothing you can do.
And they brought their big lineup in. Amir Watson came in, a big tight end known for blocking, but just not getting much going. And I don't know. I guess the pass didn't go past the line of scrimmage because he was outside the pocket. So
Yeah, it looks like it didn't get past the line of scrimmage. Definitely was a hold there as well. So looks like everything that could go wrong yet again has gone wrong for the Hornet offense, Derek.
and I have to give Kelly credit. I thought he got that ball out, and an incomplete pass was about as good of a play you're going to get with all that pressure in your face.
10 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Looks like they're spotting the ball.
Looks like they're going to respot the ball, like Derek was just saying.
And they put Shaw back there, their fullback, maybe to help with protection because they just can't block anybody up front. They got 2 tight ends set out here, so if Kelly gets hit now, there's really just no explanation for it.
Kelly in the shotgun yet again, like Derek said. Shaw back probably to block. He's looking right, has Eric Scott. Eric Scott with the catch, but he is upended.
That's a play that took too long to develop. You really got to throw that ball in there. He kind of lofted it and made Scott wait, and he got hit hard for that. You
As a quarterback,
got to beam that in there.
As a quarterback, you can't set your receiver up for failure like that. That's how guys get hurt. That's how guys get put on ESPN for getting rocked. Because when the ball's in the air for that long, there's only but so much you can do.
Right, and he made the right decision to throw it there. Something they do as a check on the line there because the corners were so far back. Just got to throw that ball faster than that.
Third down, 21, 9:30 remaining. Hornets trail 21-0.
And Scott's probably looking at Kelly like, man, I just came back from injury, man. You can't do that to me.
Talked about a little bit of words exchange earlier. There are definitely going to be some words exchanged now. A little bit of animosity. Kelly, one on the shot, on the clock, gets it off. Guns it in there. Milton Williams. Milton's going to go field. Stiff arm. And will be about 5 yards short of the first down.
And I know a lot of people will say, why not go into the end zone or something? But when it's 3rd and 21, just take what you can get. Bring the field goal unit out. Try to get something before halftime. We still got 9 minutes left, so try to get something. You don't have to go for it on 4th and 13 here.
Looks like they're going to take that field goal, Derek, and we'll see as Kelly will actually be the holder as well. So Mitchell Ward on senior day, hopefully he can make some field goals to help him.
They've struggled, of course, keeping everything from getting blocked here. And there's a block. Came out on the edge, it looked like. And just.
Well, Derek, I have to say this. There are some things in life you just don't do. You don't put on Superman's cape. You don't make the Incredible Hulk angry. You don't spit into the wind. And if you're the Hornets, you don't kick field goals because things like that have happened all year.
And I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, I like the decision. Let's get some points on the board. And then Emil Blunt comes off and blocks it. That's bad.
And like we say, key to the game every week, special teams. It seems like no one's listening to us. And yet again, the Rattlers are on offense.
I think is it Ward's fault because there wasn't a lot as a plays going on here. Beautiful crossover move too. But going back to the block kick, they blocked it up well. They blocked it pretty well, but it still got blocked. You got to kick it a little higher. I can see if he was kicking a 50-yarder and you're trying to drill it, but I think it was on a 30-yarder. You got to kick it a little higher there. You know that they get pressure up in the middle, and it led to a lot of block kicks.
Things definitely are falling apart for the Hornets.
Oh, it done fell apart.
Done all season.
That special
leading
teams.
to this 2-8 mark.
There's no foundation. It's gone.
A little bit of a pistol try-back formation here. Something new here. Still primarily that shotgun here from Fleming. Ball is given off to Bice, and Bice lowers his shoulder but gets nowhere. L.B. Williams on the stop.
One of our seniors.
the senior, as you just were talking about, Derek, LB Williams, the Williams show, right? We have Williams, Williams,
Well, so many
Williams.
Williams.
They might as well open up a law firm. Looks like it'll be a first down on the play. 7:13 remaining here in
wasn't a
the
signal
second
for a
quarter.
first down, but chains are moved, and
Give is up the middle, and he is running over everyone. Gerald Hearns with the carry.
he's a leading rusher for that team, over 400 coming into today.
Hearns, the Mack truck, bowing his way up the middle as they hurry back to the line. Hearns gets it again. Hearns lowers his shoulder, and he is stopped. Devon Moore with the stick. Oh, excuse me, that is 48. Looks like that is going to be LB Williams again, with the stop.
You think he's related to Harry L. Williams? Like, any possibility, like, he could, like, Harry L. Williams could pull in some strings and bring him back for a 6th year, 5th year? I think it was a redshirt senior. I mean, we're going to lose all our linebackers. President Williams got to do something.
Recruiting
Make him fail the
is
class.
essential.
Do something. Bring him back.
Fleming takes a snap. Give is to Hearns yet again. Hearns is stopped, and he is still never hit the ground.
Oh, my goodness. You're getting
I'm
rough
sorry,
out
that's
there.
Bice, but looks like 3rd and about 6 here to go. 5:40 remaining in the second quarter. Hornets are down 21-0.
They got to get a stop here. 3rd and 6. Rattlers aren't the best at getting 3rd down conversions, but they've done a great job so far today.
Definitely interesting. Anytime you play the Hornets, you throw all that stuff out the window, Derek, because you never know what may happen. And it's like a timeout's going to be called here by the Rattlers, I believe, as Fleming will try to get his life in order and figure out what he's going to do on offense.
Get his life in order. It's going pretty well right now.
It is. I mean,
Going pretty
anytime
well.
you play a team in the cellar, a team dwelling at the bottom, a lot of flux going on, you don't know what's going to happen, don't know if the coach is going to be fired. It's kind of a breath of fresh air. FAMU actually, interim coach, Corey Fuller, he's done an excellent job with that team, so a lot of credit to him. But it is interesting to see what the Hornets do. Do they dig in and make some sort of stand to salvage this season?
They have to do something. I mean, they're not winning the conference, of course, but you don't want to be the worst team in the conference. Well, nobody's as bad as Savannah State has been this season. Of course, the Hornets beat them, but you don't want to be 10th or 11th. You just don't want that to happen. You got to have some pride. And normally the Hornets defense have shown a lot of pride throughout this season. They've played very, very well.
So Fleming, fresh out of the timeout, will come out. 5 receivers set, 3 to his left, 2 to his right. Hornets looks like they're going to try to bring some pressure on the outside. Fleming ready for a snap, waiting on the center, gets it, looks left, rolls right, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's taking off, ladies and gentlemen. He hits the spin move. He knows about the circle button, ladies and gentlemen, but he is stopped.
Looks a little short.
Probably about a yard short, maybe.
James Sherrod with the tackle.
Fourth and 2, 5 minutes remaining. They're going to go for FAMU. Fleming, same formation, 5 yard set, 5 wide receiver set, Looks like the pressure's coming from the right side. Fleming checks that. You see the maturity there of the quarterback checking to his line. He's ready for the snap, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to get it. Snap is given. He's looking right. Has a man underneath. He is wide open, and he is tripped up. It is Brandon Norwood right in the heart of the Hornet defense and just missed a touchdown there, Derek.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Fleming. He had pressure right in his face. I thought it was going to be a sack. But a great job standing in the pocket, being strong with the football, and delivering a strike for the first down.
Fleming, yet again, 5 wide receiver set that they love so much.
Getting tired by this no huddle. I hear you trying to get
Fleming.
some air.
Throws it, has Norwood again for a FAMU Rattler touchdown, and the Rattlers are shaking Alumni Stadium
It's
to
looking
the
ugly.
ground.
It's looking really bad. It's almost at the point where you just scream, stop the fight, but we're not there yet. The Hornets made a comeback last season, scored 26 unanswered points, but that won't even get it done right now. They're going to really have to do something amazing.
You would hope that the parents today they didn't eat too much good food because I don't know, they come out a little sluggish, a little slow, as if they're not inspired. Kick is up, kick is good. It is 28-0, ladies and gentlemen, and we are only in the second quarter with 4 minutes 8 seconds remaining.
Parents are going to have to do some consoling after this game if it continues to go this way. This is looking bad. You never want to get blown out on senior day. Of all the games, your last home game, you just want to play with a little more pride than that. Not to say that they're not playing with pride, but it's not really showing on the field in terms of the scoreboard.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Delaware State University football. Hornets have not even come out to receive the kick. Here they come. Looks like they were a little bit late for that. Looks like your impact player Fleming is getting it done today, Derek.
Yeah, he's playing very well. He's done everything. Has a quarterback sneak, a couple touchdowns through the air. He's the type of person I want on my fantasy team, unfortunately, right now.
Hornets ready to receive the kick. That is a booming kick. Deep. All right. Eric Scott runs left, hurdles a defender, runs up the sideline, has some space, and gets to about the 45. Eric Scott showing his track ability there.
He has great
Jumping
vision.
over some.
He has great kick return vision.
He actually stepped on a few snakes there, the Rattlers.
Yeah,
Get what I did there? Stepped on the neck there.
It went over my head a little bit. I was like, snakes.
Yeah.
But then, you explain it. You're good with puns. So
Usually if you not explain, it's not that good,
No, I mean, I was just amazed by just the vision that Scott has. I've been impressed by what he's done as a kick returner this season.
Looks like he had just the kicker to beat, but ran out of a space there on the sideline.
Yeah,
So.
but he made that kicker pay when he lowered his shoulder.
Hey, if you're a kicker, your job is to kick, not to try to tackle a big 6'3" receiver. So you better get out of the way because your scholarship does not pay for that Obamacare you need. Kelly, any offense back again.
That was a good one.
Shotgun, looks right, has a man. Looks like it'll be Eric Scott yet again. Eric Scott stiff arm, makes the guy miss, gets a gain of about 4, maybe 5. We'll make that about 6, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's a smart decision. They're playing about 10 yards off of all these receivers. You just got to take what the defense gives you sometimes. Still got a whole half, but you do want to score, but you don't want to turn the ball over, and especially with such good field position.
3:50 remaining here in the second quarter. 28-0, ladies and gentlemen. Hornets trail. Kelly waits for the snap.
Once again, they're showing pressure.
Gets it, looks left. He's going to take a shot. Milton Williams is hit, but not the best of throws. Milton Williams is not 7'3". He's only 6'3". So can't get up and get that one. Williams, shotgun yet again. 5 wide receivers. 4 wide receivers, excuse me. Looks like Najee Jackson enters the party today.
Haven't seen him too much this season, but he's a productive guy when he does get the ball sometimes for the Hornets. But
Kelly
see if we get a flag. No flag.
throws in no man's lane.
Well, he got bumped. Williams got knocked to the ground, but maybe they're going to rule it uncatchable. Maybe there was contact happened before the pass, but I don't know. But that's 4th down.
4th and 3, and they are going to punt. So this is our favorite part of the day, where it's either a very good punt by McGahee or it's blocked. So it's a 50-50 chance for either one. Second quarter.
And they struggle to block everybody up front. So let's see what happens on this special team playing.
McGahee gets
Not much
off a
pressure.
solid punt. Looks like it'll take a bounce. Takes a great Hornet bounce.
Did it hit? Did it hit a
will
Rattler?
take-
Looked very close, but no, it did not. If you're the Rattlers, do you go for it here? You're up 28 already. Do you try to make it 35, or do you play conservative?
They may stay aggressive here, Derek. We see the no huddle. That's why this quarter has prolonged as it has, because they've no huddle, incomplete pass, or they just kept it rolling. So we've seen a lot of that, and they're actually moving the ball with ease, and that offense looks very, very dangerous here today.
And we haven't followed the Rattlers a lot, of course, because just aren't able to do it in MEAC teams like that. But it seems like maybe this is a team that doesn't run the no huddle a whole lot, because the Hornets have not really expected it.
Hearns with the carry, gets a gain of about 1. And they stay with the no huddle. Fleming gets it, fakes it, looking left, doesn't have it, rolls right, makes the guy miss. Looks like there's a flag, probably a hold, so it may come back.
But I've been just impressed with Fleming. He's not really forcing much. If there's nothing there, he tucks it and runs. He's taking his shots, but he hasn't thrown much into double coverage or anything like that. He's just finding the matchups and has picked the Hornets apart.
That will move the Rattlers back to the 7-yard line, 2nd and 15. 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining.
If the Hornets can get a stop here, they can get good field position. Let's see if they can hold up here.
Fleming has a man in motion. Moves to his right, 3-by-1. Looks like Hearns in the backfield. Give is to Hearns, and that's actually number 20. Looks like that is Kevin Rowe. That is Tyshawn Holloway. First carry of the day. As the Hornets call a timeout to stop the clock here.
Trying to get the ball back, of course, 3rd and 10. But they have given up a lot of third down conversions so far.
Looks like it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Rattlers. They break out of the huddle, 28-0 here at Alumni Stadium on Senior Day. Looks like they will come out again. Shotgun, as we've seen so much. Fleming takes the snap. Looks left. Has a man down the field. It is complete to number 9, Casey Glines, as he glided up the sideline there.
If you're coming playing the Hornets, now you're wondering, should I just not have called a timeout? They have 2 minutes. This no huddle's been killing them.
I guess that was a waste of timeout, Derek.
But not just that, they might get scored on again. They're back into aggressive mode here.
Fleming in the shotgun again. Gives it off. Cut back. He's still running. And that looks like that is a gain of about 9, maybe 10, maybe another first down.
Shows some impressive cutback moves there.
As Holloway comes in. Give is to Holloway. Holloway bursts up the middle. Holloway still running, and he gets another big gain and another first down for the Rattlers there, Derek.
And it's like the Rattlers are trying to run the clock out, but they just continue to get 10, 15 yards per carry. That
Fleming looks left, ready for the snap, trying to hurry up, get the defense off balance. Takes the snap, looks left, has a guy in the flat. Looking to make a guy miss. Oh, hits the circle button, flips back, and gets a gain of about 3 there. Holloway back in the field, right beside Fleming to his left. Two to his left, two to his right. Hornets bringing a little bit of pressure. Fleming all
He
day to
has
throw.
all day.
He has a lot of time, ladies and gentlemen. Has a man in the middle of the zone, and it is caught. Looks like he will go inside the 10 to about to 9.
It's like, was it Bryant that made the catch?
And it looks like that was Jaquez Bryant on the catch there.
This is what happens when you don't get pressure, especially in zone when you don't get pressure. They're able to find the openings in the zone and able to make just a pitch and catch now. It's starting to just look like backyard football. He's pointing around, running around. You go here, you go there, and he's able to make a lot of completions. He's been very efficient today. It's just the only blemish is that one interception, but it has not come back to haunt them.
Definitely there, good point. I mean, when you have time like that to throw, you can do it all. I don't care who you are. If you have a little bit of time to throw, you can definitely be productive. I mean, he had all day to throw. The Hornets were in the zone. The zone was just wide open, and he had a completed pass. And as you said, Derek, now they have a chance to possibly score and continue the bleeding.
Yeah, this is ugly. This is like a first-round knockout type of event going on right
I
now.
mean, the Hornets are being packed out right now. You wonder if they're still asleep.
Yeah,
I mean, they are being.
it's looking bad. It's like those early 1990s Mike Tyson's fights.
Hopefully, no ears were harmed in the making of this football game.
That's not what I was reading, but that works too as an analogy.
Their whole neck is cut off right now. They have
It's
nothing.
looking bad.
Fleming, I formation. Try formation here, actually.
One of the rare times he's under the center.
Throws it up, and it is no one's home.
Had a shot. The safety came over late, but really wasn't much of an angle to get that ball in there. Good coverage by the Hornets. And that's something we haven't really said too much this game.
I think that's what the Hornets are going to have to do in this game. They're going to have to stop playing zone, play physical man-to-man coverage, and stop these receivers and bring pressure. Because if you play that zone, he's going to have all day to throw. You're going to have to bring pressure and play man-to-man defense.
The one thing that's killing them, though, is that when they and a few times they brought pressure and played man-to-man, they have not gotten to the quarterback. And he's beating them. We've seen it on the last touchdown, a slant route. Got him when they were going to blitz.
Fleming in the shotgun again. 3-by-1. Looks left. Goes to the flat. Has a man. He's going to try to hit the pylon, hit the corner. Nothing is there.
Good job by the Hornets not being fooled by that play.
Miles Jenkins with the catch there. Rattlers look like they'll take another timeout. So set up a 3rd down, 30 seconds remaining. So they're in good position to at least get some points out of this drive.
You know they're thinking about scoring another touchdown. They're trying to make a statement here. They caught the Hornets sleeping with the no huddle. And it's weird. I have all these stats about, the Rattlers not being a great offensive team that I can't even use anymore. It's a lot of research. Those are the trials of being a sports broadcaster. I put hours into those researches, man. I knew they were 4th coming in passing, but they were 8th in terms of, total offense, and they're 2nd worst in scoring, in turnover margin. And now I just got to kind of say these things out randomly when nothing's going on because, I just have so much research that I got to say. It's like, I'm hurt. It's a lot of work I did, man. Printed out 6 pages of paper. Ink is not cheap.
Fleming and the Rattlers, hot offense, is ready to try to score here. 3rd and 5 on the 5-yard line. Man in motion. Fleming looks towards center for the snap. Gets it. Rolls left. Makes a man miss. He will reach out.
Yard short.
Just short.
But that was a great move. And thankfully, they're bringing out the field goal unit.
15 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And looks like they're going to hurry up and get this field goal going to halftime with a 31-0 lead.
Yeah, this is bad.
Kick up. Kick is good. And we head into halftime. Hornets trail 31-0. So, Derek, Hornets trail 31-0. at halftime. What, if anything, they can do to try to salvage some sort of competitiveness in this game?
I mean, they should be able to get some points. It's natural for a team to be up this much to kind of fall asleep or not play as aggressively, and maybe the Hornets can take advantage of that. But this has really looked bad. This has been really the worst game of the season for the Hornets in MEAC conference play.
One thing they say, if you ever get into a fight, make sure your mother doesn't witness it. Well, on Parents' Day, they're getting beat up in front of their mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, brother, sister,
Yeah, this
niece,
is
nephew, uncle.
all the family looking
I
bad.
mean,
right
everybody's just looking bad, you know. But I mean, Derek, you just look at games like this. It's like they're not even trying sometimes, or they're just being outmanned, outplayed, outcoached, out everything, and it just doesn't look good, especially in front of your hometown fans.
These are the type of games where your mom just lets you know at half. She hits you with a text. We'll be in the car. See you after the game. That's how it looks right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after the halftime performance. For Derek Slayton, my name is Byron Dixon. We will see you in about 15 minutes as we bring back the second half. Hornets trail once again, 31-0.
features those dynamic capabilities, talents. Delaware University won't be as you are. Organizations like the moment to recognize our honored veterans that are here today from across the state. Thank you for your service. Shout out to their parents, man. Once again, Delaware University, along with the DSU organization, like to take a moment to recognize all brave men and women who serve or are currently serving our country in attendance today at this time. And we please have all who have served stand for a moment of recognition of all of our military veterans on the field and in the stands. Last time, for a moment of great recognition by the Delaware State family. Now, there was a major judge by Cook Jr., Delaware Army National Guard. Delaware Army National Guard proudly presents this award to Delaware State University for its unwavering support as one of Delaware's most military-friendly institutions. DSU is the largest student body featuring many of the military-funded tuition program for dependents, former military and active duty members. It has also allowed us unlimited access to all students about many benefits the Delaware Army National Guard can provide you, and expanded highlighting our tuition-free programs available through military service. Again, thank you, Delaware State University. Congratulations and look forward to our continued relationship. Now, a letter from Major Joseph A. Cook Jr., Delaware Army National Guard. State University's annual President's Scholarship Ball will be held on the evening of Saturday, December 13th, beginning at 6 p.m. in the ballroom wing of Downtown Hotel and Casino. This year's Black Tie event will feature a legendary 5-time Grammy Award winner, Singer Beyond Roll, who will perform in one of their hits, celebrating your career. Tickets are $150 for general admission and $200 for in-year seating. To purchase tickets online with our by December 1st at www.desu.edu/DSA. DSU basketball, the Delaware State University Junior basketball season are underway. Affordable season ticket plans are available. Contact DSU ticket office at 302-857-7497.
Welcome back from halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for joining us here on WDSU-TV's continuing coverage of Hornet football. Joining alongside Derek Slayton. Once again, I am Byron Dixon here at Alumni Stadium, here on Parents' Day, Senior Day, and Military Appreciation Day. Your Delaware State University Hornets trail the Florida A&M Rattlers 31-0. Now, it was a rough first half for the Hornets. 3 touchdown drives given up, a couple of turnovers. Derek, as we bring you back in, what are some of the things that you think the Hornets have to do to make this some sort of game here today?
They got to protect Marlon Kelly a lot better than they did in the first half. He had somebody in his face each time he was back to pass. And he's thrown some good passes when he's had time, especially late to Malik Golson in the second quarters. But they just have to protect him. They can't let him take these hits. And defensively, they have to do a much better job getting pressure on Fleming. He's having all time in the world to throw passes back there. And even when they do get a little pressure, he just outruns them and creates an even bigger play. So they got a lot of work to do to make this a reasonable game.
It'll be interesting to see that if any inspiration is still left in this team, it's like the life has been sucked out of them. It seems like the effort, the hustle is lacked. They're just being out-hustled, out-coached, just all around, everything across the board. I mean, as we get ready for the kickoff, Derek, what do you think the coach talked to his team about?
Just that they got to play, just forget about the scoreboard in their first half and just play this like it's a new game and just don't look at the scoreboard. Just play hard this second half and see what happens at the end.
Rattlers ready to kick off. Harris Scott back deep. Looks like it will be going to. And it is stopped. Looks like the return there by Mark Flicks. As the Hornet offense will take the field here to start the second half. Marlon Kelly will try to get something going at the quarterback position as the Hornets have struggled mightily. Once again, 31-0.
I would like to see them sustain some possessions. They've had some big plays to Malik Golson early. They've had some runs with Jackson, but they have not been able to sustain the drive long enough. I'd like to see a 10-play, 11-play drive. I know it kills time, but you just want to see more progression than anything.
Kelly hand it off to Jackson. Jackson has nowhere to go, cuts back, looking upfield, cuts back one more time. Gets a positive gain of about 3 yards there. So good job there by Jackson, being able to cut back and use that game-breaking ability.
Yeah, he has great speed, great acceleration, and made it. 3 people miss on that play. Good run.
So great play out of the gate there. Looks like nothing was there to begin with, but Jackson made something out of nothing there. So looks like it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line. Marlon Kelly in the shotgun. Jamal Jackson to his left. Looks like the Rattlers are looking to bring some pressure. Kelly checks that. Kelly takes the snap, looking to his left, throws to his left. Pass is deflected and almost interception.
Can't stare it on the receiver like that. He was going to Scott the entire time, but just stared him down, so everybody just jumped the route.
Definitely don't want to do that. As you know, the defenders are looking at the quarterback's eyes. So if you're going to stare at one guy, they're going to key in on him, and they're going to try to intercept it like they did there.
I'm glad he got rid of that ball, though, because a blindside blitz was coming as they sent their defensive back out the slot and brought a lot of pressure. He didn't get that ball off. It's going to be a forced fumble, so take the incomplete pass over that.
3rd down, 7 yards to go, 14:05 remaining. Hornets trail 31-0. Lamar Shaw. Kelly looks left, pass is batted down at the line, and the Hornets look like they come out with a 3-and-out.
They ran 2 defensive backs on the pressure again off the slot, and they're doing a good job disguising it to the very last second where they take off, and nobody's accounting for them.
So McGahee and the special teams unit come out with the opening drive of a 3-and-out. They will be forced to punt and give the ball back to Damian Fleming.
And that's a very uninspiring drive, first possession of the second half.
Punt taken, received. Looks like he caught a fair catch.
He caught a fair catch. He had a lot of room to run, but I guess he thought he didn't call for a fair catch, but he clearly did. I think I know it's a little biased, but I would like to see a flag on that. He kind of just just kind of spun the ball there.
Devontae Johnson faked the return. I guess he fair catched it, but
yeah, he definitely called for it. So I don't know why he was so demonstrative with his argument.
Devontae Fleming, FAMU offense coming out. They run a lot of shotgun, as you saw. Preferably a no-huddle offense. Looks like they're going to come out single back formation. 2 receivers on the outside. Man in motion. Play is fake. Fleming rolling to his right. Going deep. Has a man. It looks like it'll be intercepted by Devon Moore.
I think they're going to say it's incomplete.
Looks like they may have ruled him out of bounds. Looks like he caught that to me. Looks like he did have.
I thought he had it.
I thought he had it as well.
And we talked about that Fleming does throw some interceptions, has 11 so far this season. But looked like he had it. I thought he had it.
Looks like he was inbounds and have it. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Fleming as they go back to that shotgun. Fleming takes the snap, gives it off. Looks like it's Hearns to the left side. Hearns upended by
good tackle by Burton. Kept him from getting a first down, but they've struggled getting off the field on 3rd downs.
Looks like it'll set up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 from the 43. 13-10 remaining in the 3rd quarter here. Fleming in the shotgun. Hearns to his right. Looks like pressure's coming from the Hornets up the middle. Fleming takes the snap, gives it to Hearns. Hearns puts his head down. Looks like he is short.
Great job there by the Hornets, standing tall. At least the defense looks like they came out inspired. They don't like to have 31 hang on their head.
Looks like Fleming is looking to see if he's going to stay on the field or not. Looks like the punting unit will come on and they will punt.
Yeah, there's no point to go for it at this point of the game right now, 31-0. Just punt them, get them deep in their own red zone, and try to force a turnover if you're the Rattlers.
So this is actually the first time we will see Colby Blanton with the punt.
Almost got there.
Blocked.
And he's doing a good, I won't say he's faking an injury, but he did a good job kind of selling that.
Definitely almost blocked there. Great job there by the Hornets special teams. Maybe trying to get one of those blocks back. Remember the blocked field goal earlier in the game. Kind of a reason why the Hornets don't have any points today.
Blanton trying to win an Oscar. He didn't look like he got touched, but he spun 3 times and fell to the ground and limped off the field and put his head down, trying to do everything he could to draw that roughing the kicker penalty.
Marlon Kelly, Hornet offense in the eye. Lamar Shaw fullback. Jamal Jackson, the tailback. Receivers on both sides of Kelly. Kelly gives it off to Jackson. Jackson runs up the middle. He spins, stays on his feet, gets about a gain of 1.
He's making a lot of people miss. Even though he's only getting 1 and 2 yards sometimes, he can tell he's running very hard.
Running hard and staying consistent. He's been the workhorse, been the guy who's been getting the bulk of the carries, and he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he sees the opportunity. He wasn't the starter to come in. That was Malcolm Williams, but he's able to get that starting position, and he's not looking back. And he must really impress us because we said that off a 2-yard game.
If yards were as many as he made people miss, he'd be all right. Kelly, looks like it's going to be a little bit of a pistol formation here. Handoff to Jackson, runs right, has the space down the sideline, reaches for the first down. Depends on the spot by the referee. Looks like they're going to be about maybe a yard short.
He's been a bright spot on the offense so far. A lot of positive gains, a lot of people missed. He's playing hard.
It was set down actually a 3rd down and 2 yards to go with 32-yard line for the Hornet offense, so it'll be important to see if they can convert this 3rd down here.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff we want to see. Can we convert 3rd and 2s? You don't really think too much about the game, but it's more as just trying to build as a unit.
Kelly, I formation, strong I. Williams to his left. Kelly looks to the sideline for a call from his offensive coordinator. Give is to Jackson. Jackson looks like he may be
Looks a little short.
A little bit short there. I think they got to stay on the field here. Don't you agree, Derek?
You got to stay on the field the entire game.
Hornets keep that offense on the field.
Especially it's 4th down and 1. You have nothing really to lose here. But what do you think they'll call here? Will it be a running play or?
And they're going to punt.
They look like they're punting now on 4th and 1. You can't show that lack of confidence. You're down 31 anyway.
That shows no confidence, no trust in your offense. And that's just what we call packing it in. We just call that closing it off because that looks like they're just ready to leave and just go home
very
and get to the
surprised.
heat because they must be cold or something because they don't want to play.
I'm shocked that they're bringing a punt unit out. And they backed up 5 more yards.
This is just inexcusable. I don't understand it.
Well, they were having issues deciding to go for it or punt it. For some reason, a change of heart for the Hornets. It looks like
a
they
lack
were
of
going
leadership,
for it.
a lack of coaching. Where is the leadership on this team? I don't see it. No one's
I
in
don't
charge.
understand.
And that was a
Just let's see where they spot it.
that was not one of his best kicks. They're going to spot that all the way up.
Like the 46-yard line.
Yes.
So
Adam ball.
hasn't been a good day to be a Hornet.
The Swarm is being stung by their own, stinger today because this is just not good.
Hey, man, when you say good puns, I'm with you. I wasn't feeling that one. I wasn't feeling that joke. You're better than that. I got to hold you to a high standard. I thought you was going to bring something out extra funny. I don't know. Don't slack on me now, man. We still got a second
Rattler
half.
offense coming out here in the 5 wide receivers set.
Oh, you try to cut me off by actually doing your job, huh?
Fleming.
Kind of taking a long time to spot the ball, it seems. I don't know what the issue is. They might have heard Byron's pun and they're kind of shocked. I apologize, Pirates. I shouldn't say that. You got a little sad on me. You stopped talking to me, man.
I'm waiting for the ref to spot the ball. I mean, I thought their job was to know these things, but
I know.
I
It's
guess not.
looking bad. You look like they're making a call or something.
So they just pulled on in this game. I mean, Fleming, 5 wide receiver set. Looks over to a sideline briefly. Stasis looking at the hard count here, trying to actually get the Hornets to jump off sides.
They're up by 31. They're kind of.
Bice comes in the backfield. Bice goes to his right, makes a man miss. Bice getting a head full of steam is stopped after a gain of about 3.
That was a very, 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 very long possession for one play. That took about 2 minutes of my life that I can't get back there. But got a positive game.
2nd down and 8. Fleming in the no huddle, coming back out here.
Surprised they're still doing a no huddle though. I think they would try to take some time off the clock, but.
Well, they're probably saying, well, we're playing Delaware State, so we got all the time in the world.
Well, they are taking some time though. They're looking at the sideline, just letting the time kind of go down. Trying to shorten the game now.
Fleming with 5 receivers, looking to his left, throws, has a man in the middle.
It's like
Looks
a
like
fumble.
that ball was.
Let's see what the call is.
Caught and down by contact. Looks like Desmond Norwood.
Thought Kevin Johnson might have had that football there, but he did look down.
It's 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Fleming with the hard count, trying to get the Hornets off sides. Yet again.
They're just going to look to the side for their play call, but they're going to take as much time as they can out of this no huddle.
Hornets are trying to bring any type of pressure they can. Fleming gets it, looking to his left, goes underneath, and has enough for the 1st down as it is complete to number 10.
He's looking
Shazan
great.
Mumphrey.
Flemings is just looking great. He's reading the pressure, he's reading everything, and he's just making the right decision every time with the football. He's been very impressive. He was a key player, but I didn't expect him to be this good.
Fleming and the shotgun again.
I was waiting for them to make a play. You got any Thanksgiving plans you might want to share?
Fleming
No?
and the shotgun.
No? You don't have any Thanksgiving plans? No? You're not going to eat Thanksgiving? You're going to chill? Have a TV dinner? That's not
Fleming
cool.
gives it off, and there's nothing there.
I'm going to keep asking you about this Thanksgiving question, man. You know.
I'm ready for basketball season. Is that?
No. Thanksgiving's close. We got to talk about it. You know? Type of food y'all going to have. Are unwelcome guests allowed?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fleming and the shotgun. Hornets looking for anything to salvage here. Hearns gets the ball and slithers through for a large gain there.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be down after probably 2 or 3 yards, but he just kept his legs moving. Got about 6 on that carry.
To be such a big guy, he actually looked very small there because he slithered through.
Yeah.
Fleming and the shotgun again. Has a man in the middle, and it is knocked away.
Coverage.
Great
That was
there.
great.
Deflection there by
Robinson on the outside.
Robinson.
Burton and Robinson, we don't talk about them a whole lot in that secondary, but without not talking about this game, but normally they're very good out there.
So it'll be 4th down, and looks like they're going to stay on the field.
Kind of in that territory where it's too long for field goal. A punt really doesn't, you don't gain too much net yards out of it. So,
well, when you're up 31 points, you can do things like this
yeah.
and have this one dilemma, I guess, right?
Yeah, but I guess the Hornets would probably be like, come on, can you just punt the ball? You're down 31.
Fleming takes it, keeps it himself, has space, and maybe
Did he get it?
depending on the spot, may look a little short.
I like the play call, though. He did a good job, but it looks like he's going to be short. Good hold. The Hornets' defense for the first 2 possessions looking more like what we're normal to seeing.
Definitely have played well coming out of the gate here. Looking a little bit more inspired, a little bit more quicker to the football, and definitely creating more pressure and forcing the issue, attacking instead of reacting.
It's a defense that hasn't quit all season, so it's nice to see that they don't give up now, even though they're down a lot. Got a lot of seniors on that defensive side of the ball.
Kelly looking to his right, going deep, has Golson. It is deep down the sideline. Golson still running, and he will be stopped at the 12-yard line. Big gain there. Kelly to Golson has been a nice combination today.
Been great. He's really being his man each time, too, and they have a good connection. Normally you see Kelly underthrow people or overthrow people, but when it comes to him and Golson, the connection is there. They're on time with each other.
Definitely a good connection there, and that was a perfect pitch and catch. We call that a dime where I'm from.
Yeah, that was a 40-yard dime. That was beautiful. And those are the type of things you kind of want to see. You're probably not going to win this game, but you want to see Kelly make some throws here.
Kelly and the shotgun again. Pressure up the middle. Looks like it'll be offset. Probably a false start.
Normally when they call a play dead.
Well, the Hornets, you see great plays like that from the Hornets, and then it's like the next play they'll get a penalty or a fumble or a turnover.
Yeah,
things that just don't make sense.
I don't understand. They don't really get a lot of penalties, at least in the MEAC, but some untimely penalties so far this game.
So Kelly will try this again. 1st and 15, 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Might as well look for Golson here.
Kelly takes it, gives it to Jackson. Jackson makes the guy miss with the juke move. Runs up the middle, cuts to his left, and gets a nice gain there. Jamal Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
And
looking smooth, criminal there.
I like that play because I was thinking Golson. Everybody was thinking Golson, so they faked the screen to Golson, handed it to Jackson, and he made some people miss. He's done that a lot so far this game. And those are the type of plays you can run when you have a passing game that's working a little bit. Then you can kind of fake some things here. A little bit of misdirection by the Hornets. But it's hard to do that when you don't convert a lot of your passes.
Kelly, 3 receivers to his left. Jamal Jackson in the backfield. Give it to Jackson. Jackson running right, has some room. Runs a guy over, gets a nice additional couple of yards there.
And it kind of ran the same play, but this time Jackson just bounced it to the outside. Maybe it's something they saw in film, but it's worked twice in a row.
So the Hornets have a 1st down, and the question of the day is, can the Hornets get the touchdown?
I also want to know about that play. Is it kind of an option that Kelly had the choice to keep it and throw the screen or keep it and run? I kind of want to know more about that play. Do you go with the same look again and let Kelly keep it? Or do you finally throw the screen on the outside? You got the numbers to the left.
Single formation, 3 receivers to the left. Milton Williams, 1-on-1 on the right-hand side. May try a jump ball fade here, possibly. Kelly looks at it, looks back at his sideline. Kelly, he's going right. Looks like he's going for that fade. Milton Williams up top. He looks like he is
He was
held.
held the entire time, though.
But
There's going to be no
no
flag.
penalty.
But I would like to see Williams got to fight for that a little bit more. You don't just give up on a play. You kind of want to fight through, but also would like to see Kelly maybe more of a backside fade, not over the top.
A little bit too much power on that throw.
Yeah.
Kelly with Jamal Jackson directly behind him. Jackson.
High snap.
Pitch from Jackson. He's going to get it to the end zone.
That look like they're going to call him short at
Really?
the 2-yard line. I don't know. I thought he at least was inside the 1.
I don't like that spot there.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know about that spot. And
Can the Hornets finally get a touchdown here? They line up again, a single back. Milton Williams 2. Kelly's right. One-on-one coverage. Ball's going to go. Kelly's going to keep it. He's going to bowl his way into the end zone for a Hornet touchdown. And Derek, they finally got a touchdown.
that was one of the best drives I've seen this season. You've seen it long past the goal line. You've seen them fake screens, runs to Jackson. You've seen the option run. And this time Kelly keeps it. This is the type of stuff everybody's kind of been asking for, to be more creative with your offense. And it showed on that it can really work if they be a little more creative.
Definitely the balance there. Jamal Jackson, his ability to run. Then the play action, you see guys, like you said, Golson over the top, taking a couple shots with Milton Williams, but just finishing the drive himself, taking out the do-it-yourself kit. Did a great job there. Kick is good.
And that's a drive that you're probably not going to win the game, but it's something to build off of. It's some good film to actually look at. It's something where you can say, okay, these plays work. I'm going to keep these plays and use it maybe next week.
Well, Derek, the game's not over. We still have 18 minutes, 13 seconds in this game. Full fourth quarter, 3:13 remaining in this quarter. Interesting to see if the Hornets can somehow maybe quickly get the ball back, try to score, maybe get a turnover, interception return, defensive touchdown, a special teams touchdown. You never know. There's always a chance as long as there's time on the clock. So that's what they have to tell this team. Have faith, have confidence. Play it out. It's not over yet.
And this is a team that can force touchdowns by the defense. Coastal has 2 on the season. So the defense has scored before. They forced turnovers before. There's still a lot of work for the Hornets to do. But I really like that drive a lot. That's something you just say, okay, this is how we can play football. This is how we can win games in the future.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why they didn't, the light didn't go up a little bit earlier. But nevertheless, better late than never is what I always say.
Yeah, that's something. I just really enjoyed that drive. That reminded us of the Hornet offense from last year or 2 years ago.
Ward's kick. A
Onside.
short one. Looks like it'll take a FAMU bounce and go right to the Rattlers if they'll get the ball.
And a flag.
Probably 38.
I don't know what happened, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. Looks like it's going to be on the Hornets because Devon Moore's kind of having some words with the ref.
So that will put the Rattlers into Hornet territory automatically before they even touch the field. This will put the Rattlers at the 41 of the Hornets.
I don't know about that call. I mean, it's kind of like an onside kick. Normally it's a free-for-all out there. It was a little late, but I don't think it was aggressive. I don't think it was malicious. But fault the Hornets for trying to catch him off guard. Didn't work, but down 24, you had to get the ball back. Didn't work out for the Hornets that way, though.
Fleming hands it off. Looks like that is Bice on the carry. Oh, no, not Bice. Excuse me. Check that. That is actually Tyshawn Holloway.
One thing the Hornets have to be careful of against the run is that they don't just try to strip at the ball and they don't wrap anybody up and then give up another touchdown. You still got to make sound tackles, but you want to create a forced fumble, but you gotta know, still got to wrap these guys up.
2nd and 10, and for one of the few times today, the Florida A&M Rattlers actually huddled. I didn't know they knew what that was.
Hornets look like they're bringing everybody.
Coming once again out of the shotgun. Fleming takes the snap, looking to his left. Reads back left, running, has a man, doesn't throw it, keeps it himself. Had actually a man wide open over the top. Actually, number 83, Ed Masson Felix was wide open, but he didn't take the shot.
Yeah, Rodney Gunter got held. He would have had his first sack of the day, but got yanked down by the jersey, and a good job. The ref, I didn't know if he was going to throw the flag. It took him a while. Flag finally came out. One of the very, very few mistakes the Rattlers have done. They've almost had a perfect game offensively. You know, I'm still waiting on the next pun, though. I want to know if you're going to bring it the next time you got a pun, the next time you got a joke. You got to bring it. They may be down, but, you know, I still hold your jokes to a high standard.
Appreciate that. Fleming, 2nd and 20, 1:55 remaining. Hornets trail 31 seconds. Fleming takes the snap, looking right, looking for the screen. He has it. Runs backwards, cuts out somehow, falls forward for what looks like maybe a gain of about 2. As Fleming is actually helped up by the referee.
That was very good pursuit by Jamal Douglas on the backside to keep the running back from going anywhere. Didn't make the tackle, but if it wasn't for him, that screen really does work.
So the Rattlers are actually huddling here, Derek. That's good to see.
Yeah, there's no point to play at a fast pace now. You just want to get the right plays and take some time off this clock.
Rattlers, 3-by-1. Handoff. Excuse me, snap to Fleming. Fleming has all day to throw.
Not anymore.
Fleming is running around. Fleming will just rock it out of bounds.
Let's see what the call is. We got a flag.
Looks like a lot of physicality.
I don't know if they're going to say a grounding. They called that before on Marlon Kelly when it was questionable. We're going to the holding, actually.
All right, Hornets are getting some good plays here. The offensive line of the Rattlers is holding, actually. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
But another good series by the Hornets. They didn't bring pressure, but the 4 were able to get a good pass rush. And they were able to drop 7 back into coverage. And they made Flemings look like he was a human at this time right now. He's not looking as great as he did in the first half, but he did a lot of damage already.
Good point there. Malik Golson back. For the second time today, the Rattlers punt. Hornets are trying to get a block. Golson is going to let it bounce. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. And he will not touch it as he takes a friendly Rattler bounce inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line.
I thought Gary Milton was very close to having that ball hit him, and that would have been a fumble. So good job getting out the way at the last second.
Marlon Kelly in the offense will have to go 97 yards for a touchdown, Derek. This is where you leave your legacy. This is where you leave your mark.
I like that. That's our slogan.
See here from Kelly. Kelly looking.
got
He's
some
going to run. He's going to go up the middle and get a nice gain of about 4 yards.
That was very smart. They brought pressure. Nobody really picked them up. Can't take a safety there. Did a smart decision and took off.
Kelly with the gain of 4. Nice play there. Definitely a good read. No one really accounted for the quarterback there, so good job to take it yourself. It's a lot to do it yourself, kid. Run the ball, hold on to it, and see if you can get this drive going. Kelly looks left, doesn't see anyone, tries to escape, and he is brought down by a mammoth of a defensive tackle, number 92.
This is Michael Lovejoy. He's done
Michael
a great
Lovejoy.
job.
There was no love lost there because Lovejoy got it done.
He's done a great job pushing the pocket the entire game. And we'll change parts of the field here as the fourth quarter is about to start.
So it looks like that will end the third quarter here at Alumni Stadium. Hornets trail the FAMU Rattlers 31-7 as we'll switch sides here. Byron Dixon alongside Derek Slayton here in WDSU-TV continuing coverage of Hornets court. So Derek, head into the fourth quarter, last 15 minutes of the game. What do the Hornets have to do here to try to maybe possibly pull off the most miraculous comeback I would have ever seen?
Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about them coming back. This is a team that's in transition with a different quarterback. I just want to see how good Marlon Kelly is in a situation like this. He's backed up on his own 8-yard line, 3rd and 5. You don't want to go 3 and out here. That's basically going to lead to another score for the Rattlers because of how good a field position they'll get. I just want to see some composure, whether he takes off and runs or whether he makes a smart decision passing the ball. I want to see him find a way to get out of the own shadow of his goalpost here.
Looks like it'll be a 3rd down and 5. Ball on the 8-yard line. Sun beginning to set here at Alumni Stadium. Windy day here. Kelly looks like he's going to line up in his shotgun. He's got Eric Scott all the way to his far right. Milton Williams to his close left side. Referee still trying to figure out what the spot is. Don't know why.
Yeah, they've had a tough time, the refs, in terms of spotting the football. Don't really know why. They just haven't gotten it right so far.
Kelly with a little bit of a hard count.
Like the Rattlers were trying to say that it was a false start or something, but only 5 seconds left on the play clock. I didn't get something.
Kelly may have to hurry it up here. Kelly looking for the snap. He will get it just in time. Looking to his left. Milton Williams almost with the one-handed highlight reel catch, but it was tipped beforehand.
Yeah, that was a good look to Williams. That was a right call, right decision, but yeah, it did look like it got tipped before it got there, so that's unfortunate.
So it looks like they're going to punt.
And this is a dangerous position to punt the football because you're not as far back as you used to be because you don't want a safety. Hopefully he gets this ball off in time. They've struggled.
That is a great.
They have struggled.
Great point.
He does.
Oh, wow.
But it's
that was
really bad.
punt.
He struggled all game punting, and let's see what they'll spot this football at. A very favorable spot at the 35-yard line.
McGay, who's such a great constant for this special teams all year, hasn't really been some of his better punts of the season. Got to wonder if the weather has something to do with that because he's sitting on the sideline. Is he cool? What do you think has to do with that there?
I guess you got to interpret to the weather. Also, I think he's just trying to get that football out as quickly as possible. So many punts of his has been blocked. I think he's just trying to get something out of there. You don't want to field goal block for another touchdown or a safety, so he might be a little anxious back there, not really trusting his protection.
Fleming in this shotgun. Fakes it, rolls it in the middle, and nobody's home in there. Catch
Took a
is
big hit.
made, but he is rocked by Dan Zajac.
I knew that was who hit him, but I wasn't going to say it because I didn't know how you were going to pronounce that. But that's what you're here for.
Give is taken, but looks like no gain, nothing's home.
Good job, gang tackling there. Jamal Douglas was the first to meet him, and then Gunter and everybody else decided to join in on a party in the backfield. The Hornets defense has done a great job stopping the run. They've done a better job stopping the pass. They've looked okay the second half.
They've looked okay. Like you said, like their old selves.
Yeah,
so that's a good sign.
I think they just got caught off guard by this no huddle, but the second half they seem to make some great adjustments. Of course, they're not no huddling as much anymore.
A long stretch run to Hearns and flag yet again.
Maybe another flag, maybe a holding. Gunner on a stop. I'm sorry, Alex Perry on a stop.
Looks like it is a holding call. We'll bring it back here.
So now the Rattlers out of field goal range. Despite the bad punt, they're basically back where they started after 35.
2nd and 21 from the 35-yard line. So some of the penalties now coming back to the Rattlers. Be nice if the Hornets could get a takeaway here and maybe put some points on the board. A lot of defense, get a defense. Rattlers are just taking their time, Derek. They're huddling up, running a really, generic offense here.
Yeah, they're just taking time off the clock. There's no point to be too aggressive. And
looks like it might be a delay of game, or they called a timeout. They called a timeout before it, so. So, Derek, what do you think the defense is going to talk about here in the huddle? 12 minutes remaining, 13 minutes remaining.
Well, I think that they're probably going to pass. So you probably just making sure you don't blow your assignments. You're just going to make sure you make a good play on the ball if it's in the air. Don't get beat deep.
Interesting to see if the Hornets try to come out with a little bit of pressure here. Maybe try to force the issue. I mean,
it hasn't worked so
take a
far,
risk.
though. They've brought pressure, just haven't gotten there. But when they don't bring pressure, even more completed passes. So it's kind of like, what do you really do?
Darn if you do, darn if you don't.
Yeah. It's like when you play Madden on Hall of Fame. When you play it on all Madden and it just make a lot of plays that shouldn't happen. That's how it seemed like in the first half, at least.
Hornets look like they're going to bring that pressure. Fleming in the shotgun, trips left, excuse me.
They back out the pressure.
Goes, steps up to his right, drops it down to Hearns. Hearns bounces off of a tackle.
The defensive line's done a much, much better job getting pressure with just the front four. They're doing a good job moving Fleming's off his spot, and they're still able to have 7 back in coverage. Didn't really see that as much. When they just rushed forward last half, they got beat bad, but that hasn't been the case in the second half.
3rd and 15, 12:45 remaining. Hornets trail 31-7. Man in motion. 3 receivers to his left. Fleming in a shotgun. Looking to his left. Steps up in the pocket. Looks. Makes a guy miss. Makes another guy miss. But trips up and falls forward.
I know Perry's frustrated. He had him. I thought he was going to break him down. Was able to trip him up eventually. And they're getting pressure again. Not really blitzing, but they're still getting a good rush.
Looks like they're going to come out for the field goal here.
Looks like Devon Moore's back, able to block away anything that's very, very close to hitting the goalpost, or maybe for a return.
That kick is good.
He nailed it. He was kicking
beauty.
Him. He was kicking him in pregame. And Darian kept telling me, hey, he's good from 45. He's good from 46, good from 37. So
definitely a top-notch leg. Excellent kick there. He could have probably made that from about 50.
Yeah, that was good. You don't really see that too much of Miak kicker with that much power, but the Rattlers have one.
That was a beauty kick.
But still a good job by the Hornets to keep it to 3 points.
Right.
They started at the 35, ended up kicking a field goal around the 32, 31-yard line. They did a good job holding. Of course, they had some help with some penalties, but didn't give up a touchdown.
Hornets will receive the kick here. Kick is off. And it will go to Scott. Backs up. And he's going to bring it out. Has no choice. Goes to the left. Makes the guy miss, but is upended at about the 11-yard line. So the Hornets will take the ball from their own 11-yard line. Another deep possession, long drive. Kelly and Jackson in the backfield. Two receivers to his right, two receivers to his left. Kelly takes the snap, looking left, has a guy, takes his time, dumps it off down to the flats. Jackson is running. Jackson with a big gain, and that will be a Hornet first down. Nice gain there by Jackson, Derek.
I would like to see him more involved in the passing game just because of how elusive he is in the open field. That was a good example of it right there.
Great point there, Derek. I definitely like to be bringing to the table, not only in the running game, but in the passing game. And I think, like you said, just use him a little bit more as a check down and a safety valve, and he can turn short yard, 2-yard, 3-yard pass into a first down like he did there.
The only bad side about that is they just haven't gotten a lot of protection from their offensive line, so they had to keep these running backs in and kind of chip and help.
Give is it Jackson. Jackson running left and is tripped up after a gain of about 6.
He's clearly been the best Hornet out there on the field. Him and Goldston have done a great job on offense. Kelly hasn't been too bad either running the offense.
Kelly in the shotgun again. Jackson to his left. Kelly looking for the snap. Kelly looks over to the sideline, looking for the call.
And watch 13 come off on the edge again. He's done a lot of corner blitzes.
Kelly communicating with his receivers. Kelly takes the snap, gives it to Jackson. Jackson loses his footing.
He has some yards if he doesn't trip, but he still ended up
space.
getting positive yards. It'd probably be a yard short of a first down. Actually going to march him about probably a yard and a half.
Hopefully Kelly and his offense can convert here on 3rd and 1 from the 38. Just about 10 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Kelly with a little bit of a hard count, trying to get the defense off balance, maybe, engage them so he can get that first down. Kelly ready for the snap. He's ready for it. He's ready for it. Looks like it is a timeout that will have to be burned because of the fact he couldn't get the snap.
When you're down by 27 points, you would think you would hike that ball with a lot of time remaining. I don't understand why the play clock is going down to 0. I don't understand it. They have to get the ball hiked immediately.
So what do you think the Hornet offense is going to talk about in this timeout, Derek?
They're just going to try to figure a way out to do this third down. Probably do it through the ground because their short passing game isn't that efficient. So probably just thinking, what type of run are we going to call here? What's the type of matchup we want to get? Do we go with a sweep or a toss or up the middle? They've had success running up the middle so far. Wouldn't be surprised if it's an option and they're telling Kelly, read your keys before you make the handoff. you might be able to get the first down yourself.
Maybe they may try to, you know that the Rattlers are ready for the run or the sneak. And he gets it, looks like, reaching the ball forward. Looks like they're going to give it to him. It is a first down for the Hornets. Good job there by Kelly fighting for the first down.
I still don't like the pace that they're playing with, though. You would expect them to be in a no huddle from the very beginning of the second half. They're kind of just standing around and not really playing any type of up-tempo offense.
Gives it to Jackson. Jackson running left, spins, cuts back, has a blocker in front, runs, and he is going to be taken down after a gain of about 12 yards. Jamal Jackson is a smooth criminal, ladies and gentlemen, and he did a great job there.
He's doing a great job just being that guy that they need to just get some positive yards consistently. It's been him.
Hornet offense needs to hurry up the pace just a little bit here. It's not like they're not down, 34-7.
Yeah, I don't get it. But I mean, I guess they're saying maybe we lost this game, but we're just trying to play a regular offense and see how we look and not rush anything. And that's a false start.
Penalties have been the story of this game.
And the thing about the penalties, they come right after a positive game. Something positive happens, and then the very next play, we get a false start or a holding or a roughing the passer offense on the defensive side. It's just kind of uncharacteristic.
Rewind to 15. 8:25 remaining, 34-7. Hornets trail. Mile high offensively. Kelly, he'll take this up into his left. Wing deep, man, and what a catch that was. Roll him out of bounds. Looks like he was in bounds.
Been waiting all game to return one. It seems like he's happy about that. It's a good job. Defense, he could have won some for him, but of course he had the injury before the season started. Then they had a couple quarterbacks transferred for fifth quarterback. Really hard to.
Looks like it's going to be a shotgun. Guy to his left. There is 5 minutes. 20.
We thought, I think we can kind of call this game off. I think we needed another touchdown. Hornets can't be thrilled that they're being embarrassed on their scene like this.
The catch, excellent there, Derek.
Yeah, they're just rubbing it in now, aren't they? I thought they were at least were just going to run